Raising. Raising with passive verbs. Obviously, the status of one constituent which is lower is raised to the higher position. So consider 1A and 1B. I intend for the political parts of the book to reveal many things. So it is an active sentence. A1 is an active sentence, right? So I intend is active sentence. The political parts of the book were intended to reveal many things. Here, the object is raised to the subject position, right? So this sentence is a passive sentence. So the higher clause in 1A is active, I intend, and in 1B is passive, were intended. In 1A, the NP, the political parts of the book appears as the subject of the embedded sentence. In 1B, the noun phrase, the political parts of the book, is the subject of the higher clause. It is the subject of were intended. So furthermore, it would be seen that the embedded S in 1B to reveal many things lacks an overt subject, and 1B is the passive counterpart of the 1A. Passivization results in the suppression of the original subject of intent, which is I, and the leftward movement of the subject of the embedded non-finite clause, the political book of parts of the book, which is now placed in the subject position of the higher clause, leaving a gap in its original position. So we can see that in 3A, I, which is subject, V in VP, intended, and then we have embedded sentence, the political parts of the book to reveal many things. So in 3B, the political part, NP, the political part of the book, which is object and now made subject of the sentence, passive sentence, were intended, and then we have the embedded sentence, and we have S bar, and then within the bracket we have S, and we have 3 dots that shows that it is the place of the subject of this sentence, the political parts of the book, which is now working as the subject of this passive sentence. Again, 4 must not be present in 3B since it would result in a string for 2. So we cannot put 4 here before to reveal many things. Let us look more closely at the properties of the NP, the political parts of the book in 3B. We have said that it's a grammatical subject of the higher passive verb, which is were intended. Secondly, it is also related to the subject position in the embedded sentence, and we have left 3 dots for this subject position. We claim that passivization triggers movement of the NP out of the embedded clause into the higher clause, leaving a gap. The NP of the higher clause binds the subject position, more specifically the gap in the lower clause, in the same way that an antecedent NP binds a reflexive pronoun. We know that the reflexive pronoun refers to the subject. So similarly, the gap telling us that it is the position of the object here refers to the part of the sentence in the subject place, which is now become the subject and which was actually taken out from the object of the subject position of the embedded clause. So the operation of moving a subject out of a non-finite clause into the subject position of the next clause up is called raising. So what we have done is we have picked up a constituent from the embedded clause, which was supposed to be the subject of the embedded clause, and place it on the place of the main or higher rank clause, and give it the position of the subject. So this process of a constituent from the lower rank clause to the higher rank clause is known as raising.